Hey everybody, it's Kat, and I want to welcome you to this episode of Backstory Sessions. I'm joined today by my co-host Matt. Hey Matt,
Hey, Kat. Hey, everyone. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas indeed.
Yeah, a
Well,
couple days early, but, here we are.
I mean, the way that this season starts, like in about October, it seems like it should be Christmas.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it does start earlier every year. Is that what you're talking about? Like the shopping season?
Yes, and Valentine's stuff is already out now too.
Really? Where?
Yes, in the like the Walmart and
Huh.
stores like that.
Okay. Well, I guess you got to get a jump on it.
We do. I mean, I think it's because we're old now that we're like you know not keeping up with the time. But
Old. Who's
anyways,
old?
I mean, Christmas is just a few days away now, so.
Yeah.
Are we up to date on, all the festivities and the pre-show, I'll call it, of Christmas? Is the tree up? Have you sent Christmas cards?
All of that. Yeah. Are you asking me specifically, or are you just saying rhetorically?
I'm just going over the mental list, Have you
I see.
made candy?
Made candy? Who does that?
Oh, well, I certainly don't,
Me either.
which,
I don't.
everyone should be thankful for.
Yeah, I don't know of anyone who does.
Oh, my aunt Pauline, always that was her thing, and I know some other people. Every year, it's making peanut butter fudge.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, that I could see, I guess. But like, what are those things? Making candy canes and things like that? Probably not.
No, people do make gingerbread houses though. That's pretty popular to do with your kids,
Nah. Yeah.
and at the library they had like a cookie decorating, Christmas cookie decorating. I want to say class. It really was just an event. I guess you could go there and
Learn how to
decorate cookies.
decorate. Hmm.
I think though they ended up giving away the kits so you could just come by if you wanted and pick one up. And in a way, it's like a family activity. I mean, that's certainly something you could do as a family. And again, it's not my thing, but it's I like the cookies
Yeah.
potentially.
Yeah. Potentially. There's some pretty bad ones, but
Well, the only ones I ever tried to make. I had a picture and, it was really burnt to a crisp. I mean,
oh, that was chocolate chip, I think, wasn't it?
it was really sad.
I think
Oh,
I've seen
yeah.
that picture. Yeah.
Yeah. And, I mean, in those cases, it's just where the thought counts. And that's all you can say about it.
Right. Well, so do you have all your shopping done?
I, I kind of do,
So that means no.
there's always those like, I'm thinking like just one last thing or, I feel like I didn't check all the boxes. And
Oh, I
so
see.
can I get something to that person, by Christmas Eve?
Hmm.
But I feel like I'm pretty good. And the post, like the delivery service has been really bad this year for my things I've ordered with being delay, weather delay,
Hmm.
whatever. And that's made it hard because now we are like, I am looking at that tracking thing like, you know, 20 times a day,
Yeah.
trying to figure
Well.
out where is it? It's like watching for, Santa Claus on, how your
Right.
phone
Yeah. The
goes.
NORAD thing. Yeah.
Yes, yes. So, really, I feel like that's what it's become for adults is like watching
Oh,
the tracking.
yeah. So I've heard that like the postal system, the U.S. postal system was a little slow, and FedEx has been having some issues, and the strike at Amazon, I guess, has been causing some problems. So, I mean, those three things alone are enough to delay delivery significantly, I guess, in some cases.
Yes, yes. And all three of them have things that I am monitoring. So,
Oh, wow, trifecta.
yeah. Well,
Trifecta of
one's
bad Christmas deliveries.
well, it's like I see how this would be a great time to strike in order to get what you want because
Yeah.
it does put maximum pressure on. But then I am like, have you never, to the workers, have you never watched these commercials, where somebody is so happy because their gift arrived and,
Yeah,
you know,
apparently that doesn't matter. So,
no, it's like, it's a little grinchy too. So,
oh well. I mean,
but we love everyone at Christmas and we want everyone to get their gift on time and be happy.
so yeah, what do you think Santa's gonna bring you?
Probably a lump of coal or maybe more than one, I'm guessing.
Wow.
Yeah. It's just been some years you're good and some years you get coal in the stocking. I feel like it could,
Well,
this year could go that way.
well, I mean, it happens. Everybody has an off year, I guess.
Well, I don't think it's an off year, For me, I think, just some of the elves I come in contact with were a little bit off this year. So,
Ah, I see. Well,
yeah. So,
hopefully that isn't the case, but if it is, there's always next year.
well, I'm hoping there's going to be something from you, and I would
Yeah, there
not
should
ex
be.
I would not expect that to be a lump of coal, because if it is, when we come back next season, that's going to be the first episode.
Yeah, yeah, a rant by cat.
Be like, there be no Matt on this one.
Right.
I'm doing the first episode
Right.
by myself.
Some of you may be wondering where Matt is, but
Well, let me tell you what he
right.
did.
Yeah.
Well, that reminds me, I there's all kinds of cute videos, of school Christmas programs and stuff like that. And
Hmm.
one in particular is the little girl. Probably everyone's seen it by now. I think it did go viral, but it's after the program, and she like kind of grabs the microphone and she like saying, I'm so proud of myself and my class, and she's probably like, I don't know, 4 or something like that. She
Hmm.
looks like, anyways. And then she's like, my class is just so great, except for this one little boy. And then she starts to like, and the teachers, you can see they're like, oh my gosh, now what do we do?
Mm,
So as she started to like tell, and leave us all hanging about, what has this little boy done and all of the things,
right.
they take the mic away from her. But, it's just, you never know in the season.
Yeah, yeah. They'll probably end up married. Who knows?
Well, or, somebody, that's a good example, like she would probably give him a lump of coal.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
she may be the only one in the class that feels that way, but I'm just glad he didn't get blasted,
Yeah.
because you kind of don't want that at your Christmas. Can you imagine his parents out there?
Right, yeah.
All the parents that have little boys in that class, they're like, oh, please don't let her,
Yeah.
don't let her say little Johnny or whatever. So I don't know. Did you have your picture made with Santa or have you seen Santa or anything like that?
I mean, I guess I did. I don't really remember too much about it though.
Okay. Would that be the seeing part or the picture part?
Both, I would guess. I mean, uh, having pictures made, maybe like when I was real young. But yeah,
I
I don't really recall.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking more like recently.
Oh, no.
So then I was like, okay, well, if you don't remember seeing him recently,
Oh, seeing
then
him? I don't think I've seen one this I don't think I've seen Santa this year.
yeah, well, he gets around.
Yeah, I mean, so I hear, but I don't believe I've actually seen him.
Well, I think he's got some kind of futuristic sleigh that's going through the sky.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's seeing, all these digital looking, light flashing, spaceship looking things. So
Alrighty.
I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot of drone activity out there these days, especially up here on the East Coast, and, a lot of sightings, so maybe he has something to do with it. Who knows?
Santa's, you just never know. I mean, that's the mystery of him. And
Yeah, he could be
so,
trying out some new technology or something.
well, people got to be good, because he's always watching, that's what they say.
Mm-hmm. So here's a question for you. Like, I know on Christmas Day, everybody has a traditional meal of, turkey or ham or prime rib or whatever. Any, but like, on what do you make on Christmas Eve? Like, is there a special dinner that you used to have, or what did you do?
Well, so we would have the Christmas dinner usually like at, one of the like either at home
Mm-hmm.
and then go to my grandparents for a Christmas Day, and that would be, the so it was like that when I was younger, and then, as they passed away or whatever,
Right.
then it would be that we would open presents and we would just have, like pizza or just really anything, and then open the presents that the Christmas Eve night and then have the traditional meal on Christmas. So
I
that's
see.
kind of how it worked.
Yeah. I was just curious because my son and I were talking about, what we're going to do for Christmas Eve, and we came up with getting Chinese food. So I
Uh,
remember last year, not last year, the year before, it's the last year I was in Kentucky, I decided to go get Chinese food on Christmas Eve. And I was coming home from somewhere, and I stopped and said, "Oh, I'll just order something." I sat there for like an hour and a half waiting for the food to get made, and it was just insanely busy with like a line out the door and stuff. Who knew that Chinese food would be so popular on Christmas Eve?
yeah, I mean, obviously by the numbers you can tell that it is a popular popular option, and some of them are even open on Christmas. So
Well, I mean, I could see if it was like a buffet, but I mean, like a Chinese takeout place on Christmas Day?
well, I mean, it's maybe it's like looking for the fortune cookie, to see
Yeah.
what your New Year's gonna be.
Well, wouldn't that be like a New Year's Day thing or whatever?
Well, definitely a New Year's Eve, but people don't. I don't think it's the same thing for New Year's Eve. So I'm not sure how it got to be the Christmas Eve.
Yeah. I don't know. It just surprised me that it was so busy. So anyway, we're gonna get Chinese food for Christmas Eve, but I'm actually getting it tomorrow.
So what are you thinking you're gonna get, or
No, I don't know yet. I mean,
do you have a favorite?
no, I mean some things I like more than others, but it varies. It depends on what I'm in the mood for. General Tso's chicken, and
Yes, I like that.
yeah, that's always a good one. But if I'm not in a mood for chicken, I'll get like beef and broccoli or something.
Yeah, well, that's Mugu Gai Pan is another good one.
Yeah, I don't like things I can't say.
Yeah, that does narrow it down then.
It does, yeah.
Quite a few things I cannot pronounce there, but
Yeah.
I like the Asian chicken dumplings,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
I really do like those, and I can say all that too.
Yeah, I like the dumplings they put in wonton soup. The wontons.
Yeah, so they're kind of, it's kind of similar,
Yeah.
except,
So I'll probably get some
soup.
of that.
Yeah.
And gotta have
Well,
an egg roll, right?
one thing you don't want to get is white rice, and leave that out because that is one of the foods that people get poisoned and die from.
White
So,
rice, really?
well, rice in general. So do not leave. This is like a warning thing to people. Do not leave rice out and then, you know, put it back in the refrigerator and then get it back out and eat it because, you don't want to leave it out at all, really.
So if you eat it and then you put it in a refrigerator right away, are you okay? Or,
Well, you just don't want to leave it out. You just want to bring it home and eat it,
oh, I
like,
mean,
or bring it home and put it in the refrigerator.
who would leave it out?
College kids, apparently, at least from what I've been seeing.
Alrighty. Well, good to know.
It is. I was reading a whole list of that, of things that people don't think about as being, because you think like eggs and there's certain foods come to mind. You're like,
Yeah,
okay, we don't need to leave this out. But,
right. Milk.
rice, like, really, that never was in my mind.
No,
But,
me either.
so, anyways, yeah, people have died this year from that. So,
Huh. No,
yeah, uh, I,
good.
I guess the bacteria really builds up in it. So,
Well, I guess I could see that.
yeah. So, you know, it's good to give some helpful advice that might save somebody a trip to the emergency room because,
Yeah, at the
uh,
very least. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, at the very least.
Yeah.
So dial a carol. I want to mention that
Oh,
because
yeah.
that is on my list every year, calling in, and I did do that for the
Mm-hmm.
whole week. That they're open singing carols, and it was lovely. So the only thing is they did not know "Merry Christmas, Everyone," Elton John and Ed Sheeran, but
Well, I mean,
I
um,
know, but they did know all the others. So I was
all
able
the
to sing
others like what?
"All I Want for Christmas Is You."
Mm-hmm.
I always request that one. "Carol of the Bells," which really is hilarious, like having them because they really didn't know all the words and they just were making them up, but it was still
Right.
fun. They sang "Joy to the World," like when I just said, like your choice, give me a song. So
Joy to the World, the Three Dog Night version.
they probably have no idea who the is.
I know, right?
Yeah, but that would have been cool if they would have started with "Jeremiah Was
Yeah,
Bullfrogs," but
yeah, that would have been funny.
be like, yeah, you're my kind of people. So, and I don't know, it's just Mary, did you know? I did request that because I like the minor of that. And
hmm
yeah, so just a lot of cool Christmas songs, but
Hmm.
it was fun. It's always fun to, I don't know, get in the Christmas spirit with some good music. And
Yeah,
I don't want to
college.
hear Christmas songs forever, all year, but they do put me in a certain spirit. And I did put a little tree up, and I had not planned to. So,
Right. You also sent me one, a little tree.
yeah, well, yours is like big in comparison to
Yeah,
mine, I
yeah.
think.
It's like 4 feet high and it's got lights on it and stuff. And yeah.
And as cute as can be, probably.
Yeah, I'll have to send you a picture. I forgot to do that.
Yeah. Well, my tree is cute. Mine is pink, and it's like probably 18 inches tall, if
Mm-hmm.
that. And so I did not intend to put one up, but our play was Nutcracker Sweet.
Mm-hmm.
And so everything was really about nutcrackers this year. And so the cast, they got all kinds of they got like a Tri County Mystery Meats ornament with like established 2023
Right.
and all these cute nutcrackers and Nutcracker Sweet embroidered towels and just like all of these nutcracker and show themed things. So I just made a tree out of that. And then, we got the ornament from you want to say
From
our guest that we had in the past that sent us a really nice ornament.
oh yeah,
And
who was that?
yes, this is from, I'll go ahead and say it because
Okay.
T. Graham Brown.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was gonna say
And
T.G. Shepherd, but that's a different guess.
yes, and it's, it's such a beautiful, it has the nativity on it,
Mm-hmm.
and it has like little snowflakes, like you're looking into, the world of snow,
Yeah.
and it lights up like it has, it flashes with lights.
Cool.
It's really pretty. So I put that on there with the nutcrackers, and that was just like a really sweet thing, for a guest to do, and I really just appreciate that so much.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's always nice to get gifts from former guests.
Yeah, and that was just very thoughtful, and it just topped this perfect tree off of. I'm going to call this my Christmas tree of kindness because
Okay.
yeah, I mean, because it's a reminder,
Yeah.
really, the meaning, y- the meaning of giving gifts and things like that is to be kind, or because you care about someone.
Right.
So it's the positive things, and I'm gonna, yeah, tree of kindness.
There
That's
you go.
cool. Yeah. And that might be a good title for this episode.
Tree of kindness. Yes.
Cat's Tree of Kindness.
Right. Yeah. All right.
So,
I'll consider that.
has shopping, been difficult for you this year? Like, it's
Well,
easy.
it's been difficult because, I mean, the main person that I buy stuff for is my son, and he's a little difficult to shop for because when you ask him what he wants, he says, "Oh, I don't need anything." And you can't do that. So it's been difficult trying to come up with things to get him that he'll, that are mm, like practical and that he'll actually use and, would be happy getting. So that's been a little difficult for me because usually he gives me a list of like, 3 or 4 things that he wants. But like this year it was like, well, I want a bus and, no, I can't buy you a bus.
You just to get one of those little tiny ones.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Well,
I
you
mean,
didn't say what size.
that's right. Yeah. So anyway, I went to a store yesterday to get one item that he did mention, and it was not in stock at that store, but it was in stock at another one that's like 20 miles away. So guess what I did?
I know what you did, but
Oh
then
yeah, and
before
before
that,
that, yeah, on the way to the first store, we had gotten some snow up here, and apparently it had knocked down some wires or something on the road, and there was a detour, and I was following the guy in front of me, and because I mean I didn't really put on my GPS or whatever to see where I should have been going. So I followed this guy and I ended up in New Jersey, which is not too far from me, but, far enough that it took,
not where you were intending to go.
yeah, it was like, probably 20 miles out of the way from where I wanted to go. So I crossed into Jersey and there's no toll going that way, but coming back there is. And I didn't have any cash, so I guess they're going to bill me for it.
And then you get to the store and they don't even have.
Right. Yeah. So there is that. But I
Yeah,
did
so
I did go to the other store finally and I got the item that he wanted and yeah, so it was an adventurous day.
well, I mean, it happens once a year, and well, except for birthdays, I guess. But it's supposed to be like fun and all that. So
It was something, yes.
yes, and then you get to wrap them
Yeah.
or not.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I have tons of gift bags, so I'll probably utilize some of those.
Yeah. So, I think a gift bag is a way to go
Hmm.
because, you are good at wrapping though. I am not. Just like cooking, I don't have those skills. So,
Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm that good at it. I mean, I can wrap a present, though. It's not that difficult.
yeah. Well, you have seen some of mine. So,
Well, yeah, that is true. Yeah.
yeah.
So I
But they're
have,
memorable.
yeah, so I have one more present to pick up tomorrow. And, well, actually, that's
And
not
I
true.
know what it is,
I
but
have
we can't say.
a couple items to pick up tomorrow. And then I have to go to the store and get, every year we have apple pie and ice cream. And, so I got to pick that up and a couple other
Chinese food.
Chinese food, yeah, later in the day. So I'll be
Yep.
out running around tomorrow.
Yeah. And the hustle and bustle. What's
Y-
the weather like?
Oh, it's a toasty. Let's see what the temperature is right now.
Yeah.
It says it is, sorry, bear with me here.
It's so cold that,
It is 8 degrees and it feels like -1.
my goodness.
Yep. So we're officially in the single digits and negative, I guess.
Well, the good thing is that you did get one more minute of sunshine today
Oh
because the
yeah,
longest night is over. So,
the winter solstice, I guess it's called, right?
yes. And now, of course, we
The-
are heading towards spring.
yeah. I think yesterday was the first day of winter, but okay.
I'll take it. Anything we can mark off of winter is good with me.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. It was, yeah, I mean, and to top it off, it's cold. Like today, I think we had a high of 17, and, in the middle of the morning or whenever it was, early afternoon, the power went out. It was out for about an hour. But, the power goes out and you're like, well, okay, what the hell do I do now?
Yes, I'm like making emergency plan for you.
Yeah. You're going to freeze to death.
I know that's exactly what I said. So
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, you have to do this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Remember you have an emergency blanket in the car
I do. Yes. Yeah.
just for that occasion.
Right. Actually have one of those NASA blankets, foil things or whatever it is. You know what I'm
Well,
talking about?
yes, and it's very good to have,
Yeah.
because you never know.
That's true. So anyway, yeah, that was fun.
Tis the season.
Woo.
Well, this is we're ending season 14 tonight. So
Is it 14 or 15?
14.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
See, now you're pretty sure. You're not totally sure.
I never bet 100%, but I'm 99% sure.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna check. So
All right. So while he's checking, this is the end of season 14, and we will be back, for season 15 in 2025. But I was going to say, it's been a successful year. We've had a lot of growth, and we appreciate everyone that takes the time to listen to an episode, you know, the weekly one. Or I know some people go back and start at the beginning and, work their way up. So we appreciate everyone that joins in. And while we're on hiatus till we get to season 15, have you
uh
confirmed?
yep, it is the end of season 14.
All right. So now I'm 100% sure because Matt has confirmed it.
That's
So,
right.
you know, I I would encourage people to go back and, pick another episode. Like we have almost 200 now.
We are
And
actually at one, I think this is episode 192 that we're recording.
wow. So, we're going to hit 200 episodes in the next season.
Mm-hmm.
But, I encourage people to go pick another Christmas episode and see what we were up to that year. And, I go back sometimes to listen, just to see what we were like at that time, like what was going on. And did we say, then or or,
Yeah, of
all the
course.
things.
Of course, we haven't changed that.
Well,
Yeah.
why should we,
Right, exactly. Yeah, your
If
mom
it's
would be so
broken, don't
mad.
fix it. Exactly.
Your mother would be
But
so mad.
I think I do think of her a lot, and that I bought a card shuffler today,
Hmm.
and it really reminded me so much of her. So, and the casino, at the manor.
Your mom at the casino?
Well, that's what my dad called it, was the casino, because they played cards there. It was a community room,
I see.
and my dad called it the casino.
Oh, I thought your mom had a gambling problem or something.
No, but I mean, she did not like to lose at spades or, whatever game they were playing.
Yeah,
Spades was popular, but
very competitive.
yes, very.
Yeah.
So probably, I probably got that genetically, come to think of it.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So, that's another episode where we'll go into what did we get genetically
Oh,
you know,
Lord.
from parents, So.
Yeah.
Musical ability, I got that from my dad's side, most likely. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, your mom wasn't a great singer.
No, no, she could carry a tune though. She didn't give herself credit, completely. Like she was not tone deaf, but
Right.
my dad was the musical one, and really a lot of his, brothers and such were too.
So, any plans for New Year's or?
So we'll just wait. We'll just wait and see what the weather holds because, if it's like what you're in right now, then I'll be staying home and watching the ball drop on TV.
Do you actually make it to watch the ball drop or?
Generally I do because, well, you probably don't know. You do know because I say it, but I'm a night owl more so than the morning.
No, right.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I'm a morning person too if I need to be. And but yes, staying up late is not usually hard for me.
Yeah, I've had years where I made it to like 11:50 and fell asleep on the couch watching the ball drop.
Uh,
And then I woke up to listening to somebody, you know, singing Old Lang Syne in
yes.
like Miami or something. Or,
Well,
oh, it's New Year, it's New Year's in California, so we're gonna do the ball drop there.
yes, and all over the world,
Right,
you
yeah.
get to see it like every place and
Yeah.
be like, okay, well that's good enough. Sydney is like having a great, you know,
Fireworks
display
show,
and
yeah.
yes, so I watched Miley and Dolly. I remember. I don't know if that was, into this year or not, but it seems like it was. So, anyways, I flip usually just, from channel to channel, seeing
Hmm.
who's performing and whatever. But
Right. So now, the way music is these days, you probably won't recognize anyone unless they have some oldie on there.
hey, now who picked Ella Langley out? I'm gonna say I sent her to you from Facebook,
Yeah.
you know, way before she like has exploded now.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I can pick out talents.
oh, I didn't say you couldn't. I'm just saying there's like, a lot
I
of
may not
singers.
recognize it.
Right. There's a lot of singers now that like, I don't know who they are.
Oh, me either. They could walk right past me on the street, and
Yeah.
you know how they like ask questions. You've seen that before, like the last, and it's usually like you're thinking, how could somebody not know that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It,
Yeah.
it's just like we were talking about Three Dog Night, and did they, like joy to the world.
Mm-hmm.
But now, if they're asking like these young people music questions, I'm like, even when they answer them, I'm like, I've never heard of that person.
Right. Who
So
the
you
heck
could,
is that?
I would have never got.
Right. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's just so many out there now that I have no clue.
Oh well, the classics are still the classics, and we know those. So
Yeah. Yeah, we certainly do. Now they play Motley Crue on, in the grocery store, which is pretty funny. I actually heard a version of some Motley Crue song. I don't remember which one it was, but they were playing that at the grocery store when I was there with my son. I was like, "What? Is this Motley Crue?" Yep, sure is. That was pretty sad.
well, it's things like that that make me know the world has changed. Like so.
Yeah, and I mean, it wasn't somebody copying the song. It was the actual song they were playing. Like, I don't know what it was, maybe like Kickstart My Heart or something like that. And they were playing it in the grocery store, which I thought was pretty cool at first. But then I was like, wait a second, I'm at the
Yeah.
grocery store. So,
Well, tis the season and
indeed.
winter, we're in the winter phase.
That's for sure. Bundling up for sure.
Yeah. So, but better days ahead in 2025, we can always hope. So
Yep. So we are coming back towards the end of January and,
we are, and we got some incredible guests to join us.
we do. We recorded a couple already and yeah, some interesting people for sure.
We are so excited to, we won't tell just yet. We'll build a suspense.
Well, I think you've already told one of them on the Facebook group, haven't you?
I didn't say who, did I? I
Oh,
just said
no.
one of.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah. So you
Yeah.
want to tell them about that?
Yes, one of the Trailer Park Boys is in the interview, and it is so cool because if you know me, then you know who my favorite of the Trailer Park Boys is and has been for, I don't know, 10 years at least. And I never in a million years thought I would be interviewing him, but I did.
Yeah. See, this is one of those deals where, I just am clueless about it because I never paid attention to it or, watched any of it or, I know they did a couple albums. Is that true?
Yes, yes, some albums, and I can't say, anymore because,
Right.
but yeah, albums, and definitely, there's a new movie coming out, and that's what we talked a lot about.
Hmm.
So, it's a lot, but we can't say not yet. Just know that if you are a Trailer Park Boy fan, I bet this is your favorite Trailer Park Boy too.
All right.
So,
Well, I still don't know who any of them are or any of the backstory or whatever, so I'll have to listen to that episode.
yes. Well, and two, because you know this about me, this character's name is something that I also greatly love. So we can't,
Yeah, that's true.
yeah. So
Yeah,
that's all we're going to say.
makes
Uh,
sense.
but then, I mean, we have some other great guests too. It's going to be a really fantastic season. And we appreciate everybody that listens in. And, one thing you could do in the new year, or even for Merry Christmas to pay it forward to us, is like, you know, suggest a podcast to a friend, send
Yeah,
them a
yeah.
link of an episode, and,
Yep,
we would appreciate that a
for
lot.
sure. Yep,
Yeah.
that would be good.
So I guess we just, you know, we'll be back it'll be a new year when we come back together again.
Yep. It'll be almost a month into the next year, so hopefully everybody has a good holiday and, a good Christmas, good New Year's, and stays safe and doesn't get sick eating old rice. And
Exactly.
so we'll talk to y'all in the new year.
All right. Happy holidays.
Merry Christmas, everyone. See you soon.